Eric with Patch Foundry, pumped today to announce the release of the Grains Synth Pack for the Nord Stage 4. The Grains Synth Pack has been out for a while for the Nord Stage 3, but we've completely reimagined it for the Nord Stage 4 using the synthesis and effects capabilities of the Nord Stage 4. If you're not familiar with granular synthesis, it's basically taking audio files and chopping them up into very, very, very small bits and then recombining them. And what we've done with this, because of course no Nord keyboard has granular synthesis, is we've just sampled collections of audio files that use this technique, mapped them across the keyboard, imported them into the Nord Stage 4, and then used the synthesis effects and the regular audio effects in order to create something really cool and musical and hopefully inspiring. Let me show you a little bit about what that sounds like.
Okay, so I'm going to jump right into it here. The Grains Synth, like we talked about, is a collection of samples of granular synthesis patches. So obviously the Nord Stage 4 cannot do granular synthesis, so this is as close as you're going to get, at least for the time being. Maybe Nord will add that a little bit later. Couple housekeeping, I'm using a Nord Stage 4, and I'm using the compact version. And honestly, you can use any of the three options. It's going to work exactly the same. The front layout is exactly the same, so you don't have to worry about that. Now, there's going to be three files that you get when you buy this collection. You're going to get a program file, which is basically all the settings combined. And then you're also going to get a synth preset as well that is taking samples and basically doing all the synthesis stuff, all the programming effects here. And then you're also going to, of course, get the raw sample. So all these three things together, it means that you can combine different things. You can adjust a lot of different synthesis parameters here. And just to give you an example of how much change there is, here's just the raw sound. So let me just get pretty good. Turn it on here. Even just one reverb makes a huge difference. And then you'll get two different looks. So you're going to get a basic one that you could start with at maybe at the beginning of a song, and then you're going to get a second, thicker, more exciting layer. So I'll show you. This one's called Me Pad. Just a nice ambient pad going on there. Very strange sample there. The other thing I'm going to be doing is sweeping in and out the cutoff with my expression pedal. Now I could do this with a mod wheel as well, but I'm using the expression pedal. And this adds a lot of movement for something that does not have a great modulation matrix. Just some really subtle, weird pads. And then, of course, this takes the characteristics of a glockenspiel and just messes with it. such a rich sound. And then, of course, we have more than just pads. This is elements of a grand piano. I actually sampled it here in Nashville. And it ends up sounding like something totally different. If you're into pop music, that would be a killer intro. The fun thing about granular synthesis is you can get a pretty basic sample to sound like something totally unique. Like that was a piano and a bit of an organ, but this is another example of that. These have the grains really spaced out. Spooky. I've never heard a pad that sounds like that. Dark. Just a very odd sound. This would go really well behind something else. This is my voice, believe it or not. It's been pitched up and down and then grainified. It has almost like a 90s sampler sort of vibe to it. This might be my favorite one in the collection. It's a sample of a cello I had at the studio. And then chorused, and then adjust using the granular synthesis. When I'm turning on the second section, it's loading the other two synth engines, essentially. So you have 3 total on the Nord Stage 4. And I'm not just doing the sample that is named here. So Vox 2, for instance. I'm also doing other things. I'm cross combining multiple different samples. So, like here, I've got a piano pad at the top. This one's just a really weird sample I found. Sort of a tremolo. Sounds like a choir, but you can hear the grains just sitting there doing weird things. It's almost like a weird chorus effect. And that's it. Now, one last housekeeping thing before I go. I have sounds programmed for the piano and the organ, but they're just generic. They're basically placeholders. And it's a white grand piano here. You do not need it in order to run this pack. You just have to put something in each section. And so that's what I put in there. And yeah, that's it.
The Grains Synth Pack for the Nord Stage 4 is available today. If you've already bought the sample pack version, which is just the NSMP4 file version of this for the Nord Stage 4, you get a free upgrade automatically today. If you haven't, now might be a really good time to do a fun upgrade and something really unusual for your Nord Stage 4.